Hey guys, what's up? This is Johnny and Hillary, owners of Pure Bliss, and you're listening to the Pure Bliss podcast, where we talk about business, beauty, and how to be a boss.
We want to start this podcast to help anyone that's unsure about starting a business, show you how we started ours, tell you all the tips that we have learned, and take you on our journey to help motivate and inspire you along the way.
Okay, getting right back into the next episode number 8, we have another very special guest, Caitlin Noseworthy from Saltwater Design. We're going to get her to introduce herself, and I'm wondering, when did you get into the clothing industry and what got you into it?
Okay. Hi, I'm Caitlin. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you for coming.
So I own Saltwater Designs clothing company, and basically we're most well known for our Newfoundland-inspired sayings on our shirts. I guess it'll be 4.5 years in February, and it started in my basement when I was on maternity leave with my daughter, who's now almost 4.5. Basically, it started out as a hobby, and friends and family started asking where these shirts were coming from or if I could make them for them, and then their friends and family started asking. So then I had to make a Facebook page, and then I had to make a website, and then I opened a store.
That's so cool.
That's crazy. Yeah, it literally just blew up from your basement.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you just start making shirts for yourself, basically.
Basically, yeah. But then it just turned into something crazy.
Blew up.
Yeah.
So you had no plans to get to where you're to today when you started this?
Honestly, no. Maybe one day, but not really. No, not at the time. No. I didn't think that was gonna be a business.
So what were you doing? What were you planning on doing before this?
So I was working as a bartender downtown, and that was just comfy. That was easy. Less hours, but you make pretty good tips.
Good money, yeah.
And my husband worked away in trades, so it was kind of that's just kind of how we did things. It was flexible, so I could take some time off when he was on his days off, and then I'd work at night, and he'd be home with the baby in the day, and so it just flowed like that. But then, looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad.
Can you imagine still being there? Yeah.
I planned to be there till I was at least 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no.
Yeah, but you never know until you're you never know what's going to happen. You got to kind of just try different things, and it could just blow up to something like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever plan on having your own business?
Well, I have a business degree, and my parents are business owners, or were. Sorry, they're retired now. But I always loved to have the idea of having a business, but I didn't really know what I was passionate about or good at, really. And then I guess just from this hobby is where I figured out
what you really like doing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I love to hear it. So basically, awesome. I guess this is all self-taught as well, how to print shirts or whatever. I don't even know the process.
No, I have no idea.
So basically I was given a Cricut machine.
Oh my God, so that's where you started?
I'm not joking. The Cricut, I will say this now, I didn't want to say this before, but I will own this. The Cricut machine got us to our $1 million sales.
Oh my God.
So we did $1 million in sales on one $250 Cricut machine.
See?
I'm not even joking.
Oh my God.
So when people talk about, Cricut machines, you really can make a lot of money at this. And a lot of people are making money at it now. Obviously, we do not do things like that now. We have a full scale production with big equipment and machinery and a full-time operating warehouse with 10 employees. So it's different now, but
that's wild.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and it actually did. It didn't just bring me even to 6 figures. It was literally $1 million in sales.
That's amazing.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I guess what about tracking down the proper types of clothing? You know what I mean? What's the thing I'm more the brands of clothing that you use? How did you
That's trial and error.
Yeah.
That's Google. I think everything that with my business was figured out through trial and error.
Like anything,
there's definitely easier ways to do things. There's ways now to fast track that. You could get a coach or someone, or even be mentored by someone in that field. But at the time, I didn't do any of that because I didn't know who was doing that. At the time, there wasn't a lot of people honestly doing shirts. Now you can get them at Michael's and Piper's and things like that. But I had to do a lot of Googling, a lot of testing, different fabrics and different price points and what worked for us. But I'm glad that it all happened like that, because I really had to learn the ins and outs of everything versus just skipping over all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's better to learn the hard way. You know, you just got to get in.
Yeah.
And, you know, trial and error and figure it all out on your own.
Yep, definitely.
So what kind of shirts do you make? Like, is it only like the print on stuff, or do you guys like embroider as well?
So we don't embroider right now. Well, now I think a lot of people are using like, if you see people doing them on like Marketplace and stuff like that, they have the little mini embroidery machines, which are kind of like sewing machines. We've never done that because that just wasn't something that I needed to do. We partner up with, like we have collaborations with other print shops. If we do embroidery, we'll provide all the design work and then we pass it on to them to get that part of the production done.
Cool.
But that is something that's in our future.
Okay.
It's a very large investment though to buy like production scale
professional
embroidery machines. Like we're talking 6 figures. So
oh my God.
they're very expensive.
Yeah. Yes, you got to work your way up to it.
Yes, yeah. Not just gonna buy that when I could do it, you know.
Yeah, this is working.
$250 agreement.
Yeah.
It's true though.
No, it's right. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you as well. Like, you know, what is your plan moving forward? Do you have any like hints? You know, you want to tell people that, you know, you got a little.
Anything coming up that you want to?
Anything coming up? Well, I mean, I don't want to give away all my secrets.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot of growth and expansion that's going to be happening. You know, we have a team of 40 right now, so
that's incredible.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No. Yeah, so there's a pretty big team, and a lot of them come with skills, like big skill sets. Like several of them have like several years of experience in a warehouse production setting.
Oh,
okay.
So they actually came, like, you know, we have a guy in there who actually used to train people how to use embroidery machines. So I'm like, why aren't we using these skills?
Yeah.
Right? Like, and he's totally willing to do that for us. So, you know, and then I have people in there who know how to run like our roll-in machine, like our big print machine. So there's a lot of people with different skills. We have a lot of graphic designers in-house. Like even one of our girls who was a sales associate at our old store, she's now working as a graphic designer because she's in school for it. And I didn't even know that until someone told me.
That's pretty cool.
That's incredible.
So I mean,
work your way up.
Yeah. So there's a lot of growth that's going to be happening. Like, you know, we plan to expand, like building wise, and then of course bring on new, like the embroidery machine eventually. But these are all things that, you know, you got to work up to.
It takes time. Yeah. It takes time for sure. So in 2019, you were still in your house.
Yeah,
So
beginning of
just
2019.
years.
So it was like September 2019 that we moved into the first store.
And she has 40 employees.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
That's amazing. Yeah, I had no idea like what her operation was like. I just knew she sold shirts and she had a store. So like this
Like,
story.
I don't know if you realize how big that is.
I mean, it's still like kind of every day I'm just like, geez, like what is this?
Yeah.
You
like,
know, and
that's
I'll
wicked.
show up to the store and I'm like, what do you guys want me to do here today? Anything? Like, and they're like, no, we got to handle. Like, you know, everyone
that's
just
amazing.
knows their job, like, and does it really well. Like, I'm really fortunate to have the team that I have. Everyone's very like skilled and just really like brings a lot to the table. So
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So did you think you were gonna grow as fast as you did?
No.
I don't think anyone really do. I guess when they're at it, right?
No, because if you're just constantly always obsessed with like, I need to hit 1 million, I need to hit 10 million, I need to hit this, whatever, you're actually like kind of probably repelling it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys do manifesting, but
well, we're all about that.
Everyone should be into that. And it's not even a thing to be into. It's a thing that we all do subconsciously. I think.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
But with manifesting, as you would know, I guess if you're into it, like kind of thing is you ask for something and then you let it go and then you let it just flow back to you. Like you let it manifest.
Let it happen. Yeah.
Like your thoughts become your reality.
Exactly. And then all of your actions kind of align with that and make it happen type thing. You know, it's not just magic.
You're not just gonna go sit on a couch and eat a sandwich like Jim Carrey says.
But it's the energy of it, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, all of that stuff just kind of like it manifested over time.
Yeah.
And
You put the thought out there.
yeah,
and
but I
you
didn't
subconsciously
obsess
made
with
decisions
it.
to move in that direction.
Right, because
Yes.
like people will get obsessed. They're like, oh my God, looking at their likes and new followers and new customers and what's in their funnel and all this really overwhelming, stressful stuff. But if you just let it flow, and this sounds so stupid because if someone asked you for practical advice and you said that, they'd be like, okay, you just
What the hell?
just shut up. Like, but that's actually like how it got here.
Yeah.
Right. All of this was just like, okay, I want this. I don't know when it'll happen. Doesn't matter how it happens, but
It's
just
gonna happen.
even believing that it will
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And eventually,
So I guess that's some advice to tell anyone. In order to get anywhere, you really have to truly believe that you're going to get there.
Yes.
Well, if not, you're going to come up with reasons that if you're doubting it, you're going to, any reason that comes up, you're going to be like, oh, this.
Right, because we're focused.
It goes back to it goes back to this. So like I'm sure everyone has said this before. Oh, I can't afford that. You're right. You can't afford that. You
never say that.
No, it's how can I afford that?
Yeah. Right? No, I hate because I feel like growing up too, that was just something that we all kind of like. all of our
it's
parents,
just the way it is. Like oh, you can't afford that. I'm sorry.
Money doesn't grow on trees. Like those are things that I refuse to have as part of my vocabulary.
Yeah, you shut it down immediately by saying that.
Yeah, totally. Because you just affirmed it.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing how powerful that stuff actually is, and I know when some people aren't actually into it and they think that, they're hearing this, they're probably like, "No, that's so foolish." But honestly, give it a try, and it will change your life.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
So many business owners though, like that's how they think.
Well, if you look at all the wealthiest people and the most successful people, and you really just like dig into them, you'll see at some point they kind of they did a lot of work with this stuff, like self-development and growth and stuff like that. It doesn't just, you're not just lucky.
No, it doesn't just happen. There's a lot of hard work, and you got to believe in yourself and put your thoughts out there.
Yeah, but it can come easy to you. If you let things be easy, right?
Yeah.
So people like to overcomplicate things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
And cause stress, but it's really just a stalling tactic.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, I can't hit 7 figures because I can't hire people because I can't trust anyone because it's too hard to find. I'm like,
or I can't afford to hire anyone else.
Literally, there's all these reasons. Like, no, you just actually don't want to hire anyone.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like,
but they're also not like taking into account like what benefit that other person will actually bring and how much money that that will actually bring.
I
to the
actually
company.
mentioned something today to you, about hiring somebody else to do something he does, and he was a bit offensive.
Well,
he's like, we're going into slow season. I was like, I don't care. You can do something. We can do something else then. Take that time and do something else. That
you're right. I was a little bit at first hesitant, but then I thought about it after, and I'm on f***ing wheels. Like I can't get everything done that I'm trying to get done now, and it's like literally like building up. Like I take my 27-inch iMac home in a friggin' carrying case almost every night, so I can work home, and then I bring it in the morning and work here all day.
Why don't you have a laptop?
Because hear me out. I do have a laptop, but I'm so used to editing videos and doing stuff on a big, like 27-inch.
But the next question is, why doesn't he have another iMac? And
no,
the answer
I have a very good answer to that.
He's waiting for the new one to come out.
Oh, it's out, isn't it?
No. The new 24-inch iMac is out. The new 30-inch is coming out in the first quarter, maybe by June 2022.
So we got another 6 months or so carrying his iMac.
Yeah, I'm not friggin' buying an old model iMac now, and then the new one coming out in 4 months.
I would have done
And
just bought the new one.
It's $5,000, and I'm not wasting when I can just wait. Like, you know what I mean? So.
And you can't control that, so let him feel that way.
I do, and I let him carry it home every day.
Carry it home.
Yeah, it's my choice.
That is fine. Yeah.
I just think
don't make her carry.
And I know people are going to call me out over it, but like the thing is, if I succumb to the friggin' iMac or MacBook now, and it's 16 inches, will I get by? Yes. But when the new iMac comes out, I'm gonna be like,
you can have it all.
I will have it all.
Go get both.
I will have it all.
Buy it now.
I said that too. Yeah.
I will have it all.
You don't need to be either or. You can be and people.
Yeah.
We don't say no to anything. As soon as we feel like we need something, we get it. It's just right now, I'm not buying another iMac like I have right now.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're on different vibes here, and they're not agreeing with what I'm saying, so we're gonna end this convo.
Okay. All good. Oh my God, I feel like I had something to say, but now I can't remember.
That's fine.
Oh no, when we were talking about the hiring thing and how difficult it is to give up control for one, especially if it's your first hire. You guys obviously have a lot of hires already. Yeah. But I'm sure you remember what it was like hiring your very first person, and that was really hard for me. Like I hired my long-time friend Tierney, who I've known for like 8 years or something. She kind of just like was like looking for excitement in her life. She's like, I can help you. Like I love markets. Let me help you. Yeah. And then I was like getting used to her just kind of being there, but then I was like, I can't make the jump to putting her on a payroll. Like, it was so hard for me. I was like, she's just doing this for fun. I can pay her in clothes forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you are not operating like the business owner you want to be in the future. Like, you need to think like a 7-figure business owner if that's who you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's not what a 7-figure business owner would do. They would not be cheaping out trying to pay them with clothes and gift cards and food and like gas money. Like, that's just ridiculous, right? So anyways, I had to make the leap, but it was so hard because then friends and family were like, do you really need to pay someone to help you post pictures on Instagram? Do you really need someone to help you press shirts? I'm like, I'm killing myself here. So yes.
Well, at the end of the day, you can only do so much. You as an individual have 24 hours. You can only do so much. So you really have to delegate things to other people so you can grow more and you'll be there faster.
Yeah.
You trade time for money.
It takes everybody starting a business, I feel, time to realize that, though.
Yeah. Well, you really have to be in it. You have to see the benefit of it for yourself. You can't just have someone tell you need to hire someone, because many people, like many business owners who were making more money than me at the time, would tell me that. And I'm like, that's easy for you to say because you've done it.
Yeah.
But that's all it is, really. And now when I say that, I'm like, legit, all you have to do is do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just hire them. And you know what? Worst case scenario, they don't work out. You got 90 days, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
And then try someone else.
But no, I mean, that's not even really a thing that I've had to do. Like, luckily, I've had a lot of really good hires, but ever since hiring Tierney, it's just been so much easier to, well, one, operate my business, but to just keep hiring.
Is she still with you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, it's so iffy hiring friends with, like...
She's, yes. Oh,
friends
no.
and family.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yes.
You cannot.
Yes.
That's a lesson that
Avoid.
almost everyone has to learn.
You have
do not either hire friends or don't become friends with your hires.
No.
That's
not
asking
good.
for trouble, and everyone knows it. And because personal and business stuff really shouldn't mix.
It never works out.
No.
In not one situation with us yet has it worked out.
Yeah. And like Tierney is the exception, honestly. Now Tierney and I were like besties when we started, like we were, like coworkers before, and then she kind of just, but she's always stayed very, very professional and stayed very neutral through all my bullshit.
You got lucky though.
I got
it's
very
not
lucky.
very, that's not
Oh
very,
no, she's amazing. So like with, being a business owner and like learning new lessons and all the stuff that happens with life as well, she's been there through it all and has never like let me down with it. She's like, I got this, like,
That's
I've
amazing.
been pregnant with her, like working, like I'll be in the basement. I was like 8 months pregnant with my son, who's 2 now, and like my daughter was like 2 at the time, and she was like the perfect height to run right under the heat press and like burn her scalp up.
God.
She never did it, but like this was how much like stress there was all the time. We were in my basement, I'm there like this big, and Tierney's just like pressing away all day, but she like put up with it. And then now I'm pregnant and she's like, Jesus Christ, like, are we ever gonna get to like but
you got so lucky, because I don't know very many situations that has worked out.
No, it's very rare. Yeah. And I have went through this, and I've learned my lesson, so I certainly don't want to go there.
I always recommend,
Don't.
Like, I've had even friends recently ask, and they're like, oh, I can help you, you're looking for this, blah blah, and I'm like, I just can't do it. It's not worth losing
you
a
can
friend
like
to me
here
anymore.
and there even type thing, like like my sister-in-law, who we're like besties, she'll pop in and like help with a market, or like,
But that's different.
But like actually like having to, because lines get blurred, boundaries, unless you set them, which is really difficult to do, honestly, sometimes with right in the beginning. You don't realize that this is even ever going to happen.
Yeah. Because you don't think it will.
You just think everything's going to be hunky-dory and she's going to listen to everything I say.
Like,
and
we're besties, everything's perfect,
Yeah.
No one's ever going to disrespect anybody, and then it happens and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Now I can't discipline her because she's my friend. And
And things get messy.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
And then you got your legal team involved, and it's all fun and games.
So you really experience it.
Oh, I really did. But that's
another
that was
story.
a lesson learned. That was something I'm grateful happened, because it had to. We all had to learn.
Everyone has to
something.
go through it. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure.
But I mean, if you want to learn, if you're smart and you want to learn from someone's mistakes,
Listen to this.
don't do that.
Yeah.
You can skip that step.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard, and you really got to learn the hard way. Like,
You think it's a great idea. You're like, and they're your best friend, or
Because you're around them anyways all the time.
and you're like, oh my god,
This will be awesome.
Let's
We'll
do
work
it.
together.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really need to keep that stuff separate. Anyways.
absolutely. So, I guess what else? Do you have any tips or pointers for anyone starting out?
Okay, so, well, I feel like everyone does kind of need to have a bit of like, you know, they do have to go through that hustle and grind stage. I don't like that word, the hustle stage, because honestly it doesn't align with the way I want to run my business at this stage. But I think every entrepreneur really like kind of needs to like earn their keep, you know, at the beginning. But you know, it's not like, that's when you're trading time for money, because when you don't have any money and you're starting a business, you have lots of time, so you should take, you know, you're gonna have to work up to that. But then at some point when you have more money than time, you really should
start using money to delegate tasks.
Exactly. So
if not, you're gonna burn out.
Totally. And you don't want to burn out, because then you'll just, the whole thing will fall apart. But I feel like something that would help me back then, like something that could have helped me was,
you could tell your old self.
Was like, don't be scared to ask for help, right? So like, I didn't know until like later about like business coaches or mentors or whatever. I didn't avail of that until like kind of by coincidence. Like, I just had a friend who introduced me to that world and brought me to an event with her. But when I got there, I was like, this is all just crazy people in a room thinking like it's like witchcraft or magic or something. But then
oh, sorry, I was just looking at that down
there. But that's something I would recommend, is even like, you don't even need to invest like a ton of money into a coach, but even just like having someone that is like a mentor to you. Yeah. And like, I was like nervous because I was like, I don't want to ask other people who make shirts because they're going to think I'm copying them. Or like, you know, and it doesn't even need to be someone who's exactly in your field, but someone who's gone through the struggles of starting a new business. Like, most people are actually really willing to just help you out, you know, whether it's for free or whatever, just because it fulfills them.
100%.
And that's, so that's kind of what I'm sort of doing now with my coffee chats and stuff, is honestly just, I was offering free, not even advice, because I was like, I didn't want to pose like that. Like, I don't want to say I'm an expert. I can just talk about my experience.
Just telling them what happened to you.
But like, what I've seen from these coffee chats is that people are taking inspired action right away. It's insane.
That's
so
amazing.
Like, they're taking whatever I'm saying, and I'm like,
and then that makes you feel really good.
It does. It makes me feel so good, because I'm like, I'm actually leaving an impact. Like, on people's lives. Like, you know.
That's like this podcast. Like, I think this episode is going to be a banger, just because this is like such a good conversation right now.
Like, I've never talked about this stuff in public, so.
I love talking about this stuff. Like, I could just go on and on. Like, I love this shit. So hopefully a lot of people take away a lot of good information from this and, you know, move forward in their life and their business.
Well, that's all you can really ask. Especially when like such similar minds get together.
You really could, because it's not even like, it's not like everyone gets it, right?
No, they don't.
And that's why I think it's so important, especially starting out with a business, is finding a mentor, because you can't talk to your parents unless, well, even then, my parents are entrepreneurs too. But
if they're not,
they ran their business though a totally different way, not the way I would, right?
Yes.
They were people who still, even though they owned the business, they ran the business. And I don't know, have you guys read the book, The E-Myth?
No, I haven't. I was actually going to ask you as well if you
have any recommendations.
A good book recommendation.
I feel like I always recommend this one. Lately, I've been talking about it so much because I feel like the biggest thing that like shifted my like
mindset.
But like getting onto like the path to like really making that like big money. Is delegating. And the gist of the E-Myth is basically, you cannot be the owner of the business, the manager, and the technician all at one time.
You can't wear all the hats.
You really can't, because eventually that will fall apart.
Just sitting with me right now.
Sorry.
No, but I know this.
But you're in a service-based business too, and I totally get that, and I feel like that's what a common struggle is for most service-based business owners, is because you're so attached to your clients directly. You're doing the work, whereas like, they don't care if I make the shirt or someone else makes the shirt.
No, it's different.
The biggest thing I find hard is you develop relationships with your clients. So and then you feel like you're just going to let them down. Do you know what I mean? By saying like, you know, but I 100% agree with everything you're saying. Like, and I know this. It's just, it took me a long time to be able to do it. I had to be ready.
Oh yeah, no,
but
totally.
They're also, most of them are at a point now where they just want to continue to support you, and they realize that it's time for you now to step away. So most of them are understanding. So that's like, that's amazing.
No, definitely.
And that's what, and like, I mean, it's not to say you can never do nails again. Because I'm sure part of you still enjoys doing that. But it's like, then you can kind of pick and choose when and who. You know, and it's like
Christmas next year, busy time.
Right. So exactly. And you know what? I kind of went through that same thing yesterday. I popped into the store and I saw the overwhelming amount of orders. There was like 1,100 orders in the queue and counting, and we probably did 600 orders packed up yesterday, and there was still that many in the queue. So I'm like, holy shit, like it's Christmas. I gotta... But I wanted to. I was like, this is so fun. I feel like an elf at Christmas. Like we're here like all day folding, tagging. I was like, I haven't done this in so long.
Yeah.
So and you know what? Part of me missed it. Yeah,
you do. You really do.
And it was actually really nice.
Because that's how you start your business.
Yeah. So it was like nostalgic. Right?
Yeah. Brought you back.
But I was like, but guess what? I would not do this every day.
No. It's nice to do it for every now and then.
Yeah.
But not every day.
Just because I want to. And I think as a business owner, that's what you should do. That's what your mindset should be, is that you only do things you enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, then don't do it.
Yeah, because then it's work.
True.
When you enjoy what you do, it's not work.
Yeah.
Like I loved my last job. Loved it, and I did enjoy it. But it's still, like you still had to be there a certain time, and you had to leave a certain time. And like now, like I work more than I ever did here now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, like I'm here working evening and night, weekends, like nonstop. And if I got to go throughout the day and do something, I do it. But like I still get everything done, and I work way more, but it's enjoyable because we're like on a path going in this direction.
And your frequency is probably like your energy frequency is probably a lot different too, right? Because instead of feeling like drained and stressed out and like obligated to do things all the time and being totally low vibe, now you're like
excited.
Really excited.
Yeah.
Everything's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then of course when your frequency is high, your income just naturally has to match that frequency. It just does. Right? So you don't just you can't slave away at something, hate your life and expect
No, sorry. Okay. That was like a shitty interruption, but do you remember what you were saying?
Because it was a really good conversation. I know.
Oh, something about frequencies and your salary having to match that?
Yeah, something about slaving.
Oh my God, sorry. I'm like...
If you're slaving away, you were saying at...
Oh, well, yeah. If you're slaving away and you're like low vibe frequency, like that's just, you can't get rich like that.
No.
That just... Like your money is energy. I don't know if you guys believe that, but
no, I do, 100%.
Okay. So money is energy.
I don't know if you guys believe
that. Same page, too, girl.
Oh yes, like man, I didn't know you were like this. I'm like, man, we need to get her more
often. Like that,
but also, it's like, look at how fast she grew and look how she got there. She has to be like,
because it matched my frequency. Like there was no choice for it but to match that. Like it's I think it's the law of attraction. I'm not very book whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just know, how I feel about things. But just all of this stuff, all this quick, fast growth wasn't because I was hustling the whole time. And busting my ass, trying to
sure that was part of it.
That was definitely part of it at the beginning. But my intention also at the beginning wasn't to be where I am today. Yes. At this time, I didn't intend for
at this rate.
Honestly, no, yeah, exactly. I didn't intend for my husband to be a stay-at-home dad and give up his 6-figure salary to be home with children. But that's just how things fell into place. Yeah, and that arrangement honestly just works best for us.
Yeah.
And he enjoys it. I enjoy still being able to work and fulfill myself. I love being a mom, but I feel like my there's something more
yeah, I get it.
Yeah. There's something more than just that. And I think a lot of moms can relate to that, honestly.
100%.
Moms in business for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends who are moms who have businesses are all just I cannot sit here and just be home playing dolls all day. That's just
I feel like when I'm
guilty
working,
saying that, but
no, I know
I feel
what you
like
mean.
when I'm working, especially with Chloe now, is more of a purpose for her too. So I want to spend time with her. I'm making her life better.
And you're leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then she can see that, it's okay. It's safe for a female to be successful.
Yeah.
It's not taboo. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not a problem with the gender roles or whatever. I want my daughter to see that she can literally do anything she wants.
You can be whoever you want to be.
Nobody will ever tell her she can't.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's just an old school way of thinking because back in the day, as you know, the woman stayed home with the children and the dad worked, and that was it.
Yeah.
I always tell people I'm freedom 35 and I'm 29, and everybody laughs at me.
Yes, but
and
they're
in
not
my
on
head,
the same
I'm also
page.
it's gonna be before I'm 35.
Retirement.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Well, not really.
Maybe not retirement, but
But just not working, having to come in and do anything.
Kind of do whatever I want.
I know, more so made it really, right? You know what I mean? If we want to go to Florida, to our house down in Florida, we'll go down there. Not retired, sit up on the couch.
No, because you'll never want that.
No.
Honestly, you probably won't want that. But then also, because this is kind of where So like with Saltwater Designs, that's like, that brings in a lot of money for me, right? For like the business, and like I make like a very healthy income now because of Saltwater Designs. But it's like I was feeling unfulfilled at some point, and like I don't really talk about this much, but I was like, why do I feel so like empty or something? Like
there's more.
It's like, you know, like what is it? I have the perfect job that like fulfills me, that makes a lot of money. I have beautiful children, I have an amazing husband, I have my dream home, I have all this stuff, but I'm like, what is it? I'm like, am I just like black inside? Like, you know, like not miserable, but just like something was missing. And I was like, what am I missing? Like all the tick boxes are, you know, that people talk about.
Perfect life.
Well, yeah, you know, and you don't want to.
Perfect, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
it just seemingly. So then I was like looking for more fulfillment, but then I was like, what is it? And I'm like, what it is that I need to inspire others. I need to now leave an impact. I've already filled my cup. Now I need to let it overflow into other people's cups, you know?
You don't, you'll never want to just sit home and do nothing.
Well, I always compare this to the 2 richest people in the world. They could stop doing anything now and just live, but they can't. They can't because they're hooked on success. They need to do something to go in that direction.
But that's why
it's the feeling they have.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
It's even like Oprah, okay? So that woman has done a lot of things, right? She's done a lot of things that most people will never even scratch the surface of. But she said on her podcast that her biggest fear is dying. I could be saying this wrong. Dying before she's actually
fulfilled,
reached her full potential.
Yes.
But like then it was the one with Deepak Chopra. I don't know if you know that. No. Okay. You guys need to listen to this podcast. It's so good. But
we'll get some recommendations.
Yeah. But he like basically was like, well, like that's not possible. No one will ever fulfill, because once you reach one level, there's another level. Like you could but you need to keep striving for that. Like to stop when you think you've like, I could stop now and just be like, well, you know, and then people think you're ungrateful because you're still going for more. And it's like, when is it enough?
But
it'll never be enough.
It's not.
I think
something else always. Yeah.
I don't think it's the money. It's the feeling that you feel when you progress in that direction.
Yeah.
You just feel fulfilled.
Yeah. Right. That you're making a difference. And not just yours and your family's life, because that's what's most important. You do have to fill that cup first, right? You do need to take care of your own circle, because if you don't take care of them, like who is? Right? Yeah. And then you're doing a disservice there. But like in terms of, you know, like having your cup overflow, like that's what's fulfilling. It's like now you're not just impacting like people here, you're impacting strangers, and there could be generational impacts then, right? Like I could be dead and gone, but like whatever I said to someone changed their life, and it changed their generational,
whole family,
forever. So
which
that's
is amazing.
What's fulfilling, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's like, crazy because all this stuff just goes back to your mindset.
It's all mindset.
Isn't it nuts how like you are in control of your life? As silly as that sounds. Like you're at the steering wheel, and you could literally do anything you want. Yeah. And you're choosing the life you live right now. So if you're
every single thing you do was chosen.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like people don't realize that, and like I feel like some people might hear this and they'll be like, "Man, they're right."
And be offended. Well, there will people be who are going to be offended.
Yeah,
by
that's
that.
true too.
And that's okay, because they're not, and that's okay, right? They're not there yet.
They're not there yet. But maybe we'll get to them.
You will. Yeah, you got to
get to one person. You know.
Yeah, someone will benefit from this, I think.
Yeah.
But you also have to be ready at your own time. I feel like a lot of times, if we like influence somebody now today, it's going to be because they were ready.
They were ready. They were ready to receive. This is what I'm saying. Like if I like these coffee chats and stuff, I was kind of like really selective too with who I spoke to first.
I'm waiting.
Did you reach out for what? Or do you want to get on the wait list?
This is a coffee chat now.
This is a coffee chat. What are you talking about? This is a coffee chat on steroids.
Yes, I'm gonna watch this on repeat.
I don't want to watch it. I feel like I'm
you watch it.
I couldn't even listen to my CBC interview yesterday. I played it for my husband because he likes to hear it. But I'm like, I'm leaving.
Oh my God, you're watching this.
Sorry, no. Maybe. But yeah, no. What was I saying? I don't even know now.
Wait list or something?
Coffee? Something about coffee chats, but like.
Oh no, we were talking about if you're ready.
Oh yes, okay. So I was
receiving. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was pretty like selective with who I met with like first, because I really wanted whoever I spoke to be open to receive. If you're not open to receive, there's absolutely no point of me.
All right, guys, sorry about that. My camera overheated, so we had to wait for it to cool down and change the battery. So we have no idea what we were talking about, so we're going to wrap this up right now by picking last week's winner to the giveaway. Just got to pick the winner here now, and you're going to receive a $100 Aspie gift card and free installation. No. Okay, the winner is Rebecca Piercy. So send us a DM, give us a call, or stop by our location to claim your prize.
Congrats, girl.
Congrats.
It's a great prize.
Amazing.
All right, and we're also going to do another giveaway this week. We're going to give away a Fire and Ice is Clinical Facial and a $150 Saltwater Design gift card, and you can use it on their website or stop by their location and pick out whatever you want. All you got to do is comment on this video, like the video, share it with a friend that needs to see it, and make sure you're subscribed.
Yes.
It's not a lot of work, and not a lot of people have been commenting lately, so you have a really good chance at winning. So
Yes.
comment below. And also, we're probably going to get Caitlin back in the new year if she's available, because this podcast was fire. As you know, my camera overheated. I had to.
We have a lot to talk about.
So,
things to come.
Drop some questions in the comments, and we'll bombard her with the questions next episode.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Amazing.
Awesome.
Anything that you guys want to add to this?
No, I think we're good.
No, thank
Caitlin?
you for having me.
Thank you
thanks
for
for
coming.
coming.
It's been a great time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
We need a thumbnail, John.
Peace.
Oh, yes. Thumbnail.
Oh, with these on?
Oh, with these?
You like these or you don't like them?
Oh, no. What are we doing?
So basically, we'll kind of last time me and Hillary were kind of just playing. See?
Oh, God.
It gotta
Oh,
be.
like this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, let's just all do it and see what it looks like. So let's kind of just point at her and she'll just, I don't know, do something.
No. Oh, God.